This week, we're going to be talking about how to trust when you don't have any evidence that is going to work out. So I'm just going to wait a little minute or two, make sure that everybody finds me, and so that we can really dive into this subject. So if you are new to my world, welcome. My name is Julie Sasha Cloutier. I am a coach and mentor for women who are ready to discover who they came here to be, what they came here to do, and how they are meant to shine so that they can create that impact. So what I love to do is to use the ancient numerology system to help you. Now, as an intuitive numerologist, what I love to do is to teach you how to use your numerical codes, how to use them so that you can start uncovering your soul gifts, so that you can understand why you came here. And also, what's really powerful about numerology is that you can use it to start healing those layers that need to be healed so that you can overcome whatever it is that's been holding you back from either pursuing that passion project or starting up that business or applying for that promotion. So if you have this soul urge that you know you are meant to be, do, and have more, it is so important for you to actually honor that feeling because it's there for a reason, right? You came here for a reason. I'm always saying there's a reason why you were born on that specific day. You could have been born on any other day, but you chose that day. And that's because that date of birth holds a specific frequency. Same goes with your birth name, right? You're the one that chose your birth name before entering this physical realm. And your birth name also holds a very powerful frequency. And together, your date of birth and your birth name created this electromagnetic signature that only you have. And this is why you have these soul urges. This is why when you see somebody experiencing life or showing up in their life in a certain way and it ignites you, it activates you, that's because they're mirroring something that lies within you. You didn't come here to just pay bills and die. I'm always repeating myself, but it's true. Because we do get caught up in this whole societal way of being, the old paradigm of let's just go to work, or let's just do our 9 to 5, go home, pay our bills, work for the weekend. And that is definitely not why you came here. This is not the way that you are meant to experience life. So whatever it is that's igniting you within you, whatever it is that your soul wants to experience or express, we need to honor it. We need to take a deeper look at it because it will not go away. It will never go away because it is part of your electromagnetic signature. It is part of your soul story. It's part of your blueprint, okay? So I wanted to have a conversation regarding trust. How to trust, right? How to trust that you came here for a reason, that this idea that you have, that this soul urge that you have is meant for you, even if there is no tangible evidence that it's going to work out. And there are so many women out there who I have met, who I have journeyed with, who I've worked with, who have this incredible vision. They have this dream, they have this soul urge, and everything is just remains within their head, right? It remains a dream. It remains just a vision. It doesn't, they don't bring it down into this matrix, into this physical realm because of this lack of trust. And I wanted to take a deep dive into it because this is 2023's, well, one of 2023's main issues, like main themes. When we talk about trust, this means that there's faith that literally comes right in, right? Because trust and faith come together. And in 2023, we're going to be asked to trust. We're going to be asked to have that blind faith, right? That trust when we don't have the evidence that it's actually going to work out. And so this energy is starting to seep in slowly but surely, right? Slowly but surely starting to trickle in. We are finishing a universal year 6, but the universal year 7 of 2023 is slowly coming in, and I'm already feeling the codes that are going to be streaming in for all of us, for you, for me, for everybody, because it's a collective energy. And so many of us have gone through a lot this year, right? This universal year 6, and right now as I'm doing this live, we are in September, so we're in a universal month 6 as well. So we're calibrating to double sixes here, but just the universal year 6 itself has been a very healing journey for all of us, because the 6 asks us to align to our destiny, to align to our higher vision, right? To honor this soul urge that we have. And when we're not doing that, when we're not honoring it, or when we are not aligning, when we're falling in line instead, right? Stuff starts coming up, right? Because the universe just wants you to honor what you came here to do, right? And your soul wants the same. And so your stuff will come up, and especially in a universal year 6. And if you're in a personal year 6 right now, then you are feeling this twice as much, okay? Because we have universal cycles, we have personal cycles, okay? So the 6th, all it's doing is just helping you align to your destiny, to your vision, and to nurture it. In order to nurture your vision, you need to nurture yourself, right? You need to honor yourself in order to honor your destiny, to honor your soul mission, right? Your purpose. So if you are in this state right now, in this situation, right? This space in your life where you are at a standstill, or you just keep on looping around instead of going for that project, right? Instead of pursuing, right, that business idea that you have, or for actually applying for that new job or that promotion, a lot of it has to do with a lack of trust. And it's not so much about the trusting that your business will thrive, or that you will get that job or get that promotion, or that project that you have in your mind is going to work out. It's not about trusting that. It's about trusting yourself. We're talking about inner trust right now, right? And I want to share with you a way that I use, and what I actually teach my clients and my students to use when they are in this space, when they are not trusting that whatever it is that they feel that they want to create, or that they want to experience, is actually going to work out. Okay, so I want you to stick with me. So to go back to just the 2023 universal energies that are going to be coming in. So we're going to be in a universal year 7. What I've been guided to do this year, and this is going to happen in November, at the beginning of November, I'm going to share all of the information very shortly, but I want to create an exclusive VIP event. I really want to make this so magical and so empowering for all of you, so that you really have a clear sense as to what is going to happen in 2023. What is the energy that is going to be coming in? What are the themes? What are the life lessons? And how, most importantly, how can you navigate 2023 with so much clarity, so much confidence, right? So much grace and ease. And so I want to create this incredible exclusive event. It is going to be in a Zoom call. I am going to open up the doors very, very shortly, and we are going to be able to really have a deep conversation as to what it's going to feel like for you. So I'm going to open up a Q&A at the end. You're going to be able to ask your questions and really gain some clarity for 2023. And this is going to be deeply rooted into your own code. So this is going to be a very, very intimate, exclusive event. So if you're interested in knowing more about this, let me know and I will give you the details. So you can either write in the comments, or you can send me a DM, either through Instagram or Facebook. Okay, but just to give you a heads up, in November, I'm going to be offering this exclusive event. Okay, I really want you all to be able to navigate the next few years, because Earth is ascending at a very, very rapid pace. And because you are light workers, because you are the alchemists, you're the way showers, you're going to be asked to ride this wave with so much confidence, because you are also, not only are you leading yourself, but you're leading others at the same time, right? So it is so important for you to get that support, to receive that guidance, right? And this is what I want to offer you for November. So just stay tuned. I'm going to share with you all of the details, okay? Okay, so in your chart, there's this one code that I love to use for myself and for my clients to really help them deal with this trust issue. When you just don't have that trust factor when it comes to that next step that you want to take. Okay? Now, this code, what it's going to do is that once you know what it is for yourself, once you know this code within your chart, it is going to remind you every single time. It is going to remind you who you came here to be. And it's going to give you that tangible confirmation that no matter what it is that you want to dive into, that you want to leap into, that whatever experience that you want to bring in to your reality, you're meant for it. It's going to give you that trust factor every single time. And I have used this code every single time where I'm self-doubting, where I'm not sure, should I not? I don't know if it's going to work out. You know, what happens if it doesn't? All of these things come up, right? Every time we step out of our comfort zone, all of our stuff comes up, all of it. And it's coming up for us, not to, it's not to put, you know, it's not to hinder us, it's not to pull us back, it's not to make us run the other way. It's coming up so that we can actually take a good look at it, and then we can actually heal it and alchemize it, right? So this numerical code that I'm talking about, that is going to really help you when that trust issue comes up, is your destiny number. Okay, so within your chart, there is what I call your course sequence. And I do this because I'm always drawing a triangle. Every time that I'm teaching numerology or that I'm doing a reading or I'm coaching, I'm always using this triangle because these three numbers, these three numerical codes are your course sequence. They are the most powerful, most important numbers within your chart. Okay. And when I draw this triangle at the top here, right at the pinnacle, this is where I always write down your destiny number. This is the code that I'm talking about right now. Your destiny number is your who you came here to be. Do you know who you are? Right? After you take off all the hats that you wear, whether it's the, you know, the hat of the mother or the coworker or the sister or the daughter or the best friend or the partner. Who are you at your core, your truest essence, right? Because all of those other titles that I gave you, they're just titles. Those are roles that you chose to play with, right? To bring in during this lifetime. And that's okay because it is within those roles that you're going to expand, right? So, but your destiny number, this numerical code will reveal to you your truest essence, your zone of brilliance, right? This is where your gifts are. This is where, when you are calibrating to this code, you understand why it is that you're being constantly pulled towards something, right? So, for example, if you're a destiny 3, okay, and you find your destiny number, if you're new to numerology, you will find your destiny number by calculating all of the letters within your birth name. So this is the name that appears on your birth certificate. And what you do is that you can look up on Google, there's an alphanumerical chart that exists. I use the Pythagorean system, okay? And every letter has a numerical value to it. So it's kind of like you're decoding your name, okay, in numbers. And so what you do is you just put the number that's associated with each letter of your name and you just add them all up and then you reduce it to one digit, except if you are a master number 10, 11, 22, 33, or 44. Okay, other than that, you reduce it to one number. All right, so let's get back to my example. So if you're a Destiny 3, okay, your zone of genius, your brilliance has everything to do with self-expression. It has everything to do with communication, bringing in inspiration, joy, creating that ripple effect. Okay, so when you know that this is your zone of genius, when you know that your soul urge, your destiny is to express whatever visions that you have, whatever message that you have, whatever is within your soul that's just bursting to come out, when you understand this, then whatever decisions that you need to make in regards to your soul purpose, in regards to your career, it is going to give you that trust factor. You will then say, well, of course I'm being pulled towards, let's say, creating a podcast. Of course I'm being, because that would be so it would be so aligned with a Destiny 3 right now, right? So let's say you are a Destiny 3 and you've just been having this vision of creating a podcast because you have this message that you want to share across the globe with humanity, because you know that this message that you have is going to create impact. It's going to bring inspiration and joy. See, this is your zone of genius if you're a Destiny 3. And so there's a reason why you would want to create that podcast. There's a reason why every time you would listen to somebody's podcast or anybody would talk about it, you'd feel this soul ignition, right? It's like inside of you be like, oh my God, I wish I could just, I would love to do this. There's a reason why, because your destiny number is like this invisible string. It's this invisible thread that's always pulling you towards it, right? I like to compare your destiny number to your higher self. So your higher self is the highest version. It's you on your highest timeline, right? And there she is. She's just sitting there and she is calling you, right? She is bringing you in. I'm talking about your higher self like she's another entity, but she's not. But for the sake of this conversation, I just want to talk to you about it this way, right? So we understand. So your higher self represents your destiny number within your chart. And so she's constantly bringing you in. She's constantly reminding you. She's constantly activating things within you so that you can be reminded who you came here to be. So every time that this trust factor comes into play and that you're not sure if you should trust the idea that you have, trust the vision, trust this soul niggle, right? This inner niggle. Every time I want you to go back to your destiny number. If you don't know what your destiny number is, you can write down your birth name in the comments, or you can reach out to me again through Instagram or Facebook, and I'll be more than happy to calculate it for you. And I will give you just like the tip of the iceberg. I'll give you a few sentences just so that you know what your destiny is all about. Okay? But this is the power behind knowing your numerical codes, because it's not just about knowing, it's about how to integrate it into your life. So I'm a Destiny 5, right? And before this, before even diving into numerology, before I was even aware of this, my zone of genius is thinking outside the box. I am an original thinker. You know, I remember as a little girl, I used to be told, why are you doing it that way? Why are you doing it that way? That's an odd way. So I was like a square peg, right? I was a square peg. And back then, I didn't understand why that I was different, or, well, for most people. Today I understand now, and it's my zone of genius. And what happened over the time, though, is that because as a child you just want to fit in, because as a child you want to be accepted, right? You kind of dim down your light, or you will morph into whatever it is that your family or your friends or your surroundings will accept as normal. And so I found myself trying to become, the round peg instead of the square peg. And it didn't work out for myself, because over time I would feel frustrated. Over time, I would see women show up in their originality with this freedom loving type of energy, because the five is all about freedom. It's all about change. It's all about experience and adventure, right? And there I was trying to suppress that. There I was just trying to fit in, but I wasn't meant to fit in. And so I kept living my life according, right? According to what other people thought was acceptable or responsible. And this is what I'm talking about, the power behind knowing your numerical codes. Once I dove into numerology, once numerology found me, and I really took a deep dive into it, I started witnessing who I came here to be. I started understanding why was it that I was experiencing life in that certain way? And why was it that I was so ignited every time that I would see a woman just show up, in her originality, in her authenticity, where she felt good in her skin? That's what five is all about, right? It's like Indiana Jones, but from the stars. That's what the five is. And so if you know your destiny, if you know who you came here to be, your zone of genius, your highest potential, if you know that and you can just hold on to that fact, right? This is truth. Then you can start trusting all of these soul urges that you have within you, all of these ideas, these visions, these things that want to express themselves out of you and into this world, because there's a reason why you came here, right? There's like I said earlier, you didn't just come here to pay bills and die. So if this resonates with you, I would love to know. If you have any questions regarding this, please feel free to write them in the comments so that I can actually support you and guide you during this whole journey. Because like I said earlier, we are going through a massive energetic shift, right? We are going from the third dimension into the fifth dimension, and we're doing it at rapid speed, right? And with these universal energies that are working with us, we are being asked to step it up. We are being asked to expand and to evolve and to deal with our stuff. We can no longer run away from our things. We can no longer run away from our crap, from our life lessons that we came here to learn from. And that's your life path number. All of your life lessons lie within your life path number, which is the other code that I was talking about with the core sequence, right? So you have your destiny, which is up here, and your life path number, or your sequence, because it's usually more than just one number, right? Because I do deal with the extended numbers. Your life path sequence is what is going to help you, right, catapult and bust through the glass ceilings. I did actually a conversation. I had a huge conversation with all of you last week regarding this, how to bust through glass ceilings. So go check my last video. I'm talking about how to use your life path number in order to bust through the glass ceiling so that you can calibrate to your highest timeline, right? This is how powerful it is when you start using this ancient teaching. So I don't just teach what numerology is. I don't teach information. I teach frequency, which is completely different. It's completely different than you just receiving knowledge, because you can Google all of this, all of the numerical codes. You can Google them. You can get all the information if you want to. It is very easy. You can go buy a book and you can learn about all of the numbers, what they mean, but that's just information. I'm about transformation, right? These numerical codes that you have within your chart, that's your soul story. These are all the frequencies that you chose to incarnate with. And so why not use them? Why not learn how to integrate them, how to calibrate to their light aspect? Because every number has an energetic flip side, right? There's the shadow aspect and there's the light aspect. And it's within the shadow aspect that you're really going to grow. You're really going to expand. You're really going to get yourself, right? You're going to see the light. And then once you flip over and you go into the light aspect, then that's when you see quantum leaps, right? This is where you see yourself starting to calibrate to higher timelines. This is where you see your entire world shift before your eyes. And you're like, oh, what happened? But it's the groundwork that you do, right? It's the inner work that you need to do in order to bust through those glass ceilings. So to get back to the trust factor, to trust when you have no evidence that it's going to work out, we need to go back to this one code, and that's your truest essence. And that will remind you time and time again that you came here for a reason, and that you are this incredible divine being that has this soul purpose, that has a soul mission. And you are the architect of your destiny. You're the one that chooses, you're the one that decides how this is all going to play out. Because we all have free will. Even though you came in with this electromagnetic signature, right? You get to choose how you want to experience it. You get to choose how long you want to remain in stagnation or in that loop. You get to choose if you want to start healing. You're the one. Nobody else gets to choose but you. Okay? Now, in order to know more about how to really work with all of your individual energetics and to start quantum leaping, to start really shifting your timelines, I offer an incredible numerology session. It's called Light Leap. And what we do is that we dive into a certain aspect of your life, and you get to choose whatever that is, right? It could be your career, it could be your health, it could be your relationships. It doesn't matter. You get to choose. And we take a deep dive into your chart. And this is where I go and extract certain codes from your chart, and we start breaking through glass ceilings. And I have done this time and time again. Within 90 minutes, we are able to break through glass ceilings. You are able to experience a breakthrough in regards to whatever aspect that you choose for us to focus on. This is the most powerful thing that you could ever get for yourself. This is the most powerful experience that you could ever purchase for yourself, because within 90 minutes, you will be able to witness yourself, to see yourself on a soul level, to experience a deep soul remembrance, and at the same time, be able to understand how you are getting in your own way and how to get out of your own way. You know, I have spent years and years trying to figure this out before being able to crack the code on myself. And I did it using numerology. I'm also an energy healer, so I do work with the subtle energies while we are working together, while we're journeying together. So during the Light Leap numerology session, what happens is that, yes, we're having this conversation, but at the same time, we are moving some energies. We are shifting some energetic blockages. And so there's so many things that are happening on another realm, on a spiritual realm, on an energetic level, while we are having this conversation. And once we are done, you are able to break free from whatever it was that was holding you back. And I have witnessed it over and over again. And is the most powerful thing to see. When I see somebody finally understand how they were holding themselves back, and that they actually have the power to release themselves from that and to choose something different for themselves, there's no price tag on that. It is the most beautiful thing, the most powerful thing. And I hope that you will give yourself permission to experience something like this. Okay. So, destiny number is what is going to help you break this whole trust factor, if this is what it is that is holding you back, if you're just not trusting. Okay. And again, I am going to talk more about this incredible event that I want to create for all of you, that I'm going to create for all of you for 2023's frequency forecast. But at the same time, I want it to be this really potent, powerful conversation where you get to ask your questions and you get the answers, right? So I want you to remember that tapping into the sevens energy right now is really going to help you with this trust, because seven is about trust. It's about faith, right? It's about trusting yourself. And what it does, this is the power of the seven. Okay, so I'm giving you a little sneak peek as to what's going to happen in 2023. What the seven does is that it acts like a mirror. So it's a reflector, okay? And the power that the 7 has, and the way that you can be mentored by this numerical code, right? If you choose to, is to be reminded, is to understand and realize that whatever you see in other people, so if you're admiring a certain person as to how he or she is showing up in this lifetime, the 7 is mirroring to you back what lies within you. So what you admire within that person actually exists within you, because you wouldn't recognize it otherwise. Do you see? I always say if it's in your heart, it's in your chart. So when you see somebody showing up and you have this admiration or even an envy, right? Envy is okay to, it's okay to feel envious of somebody. What I want you to do is to just recognize that this emotion is just telling you something. It's a messenger. Emotions are messengers. And so this emotion of envy or admiration is just confirming to you that there's something within that person that lies within you, right? And that's powerful and that's exciting, because there's the confirmation, right? And that's how the 7 can help you bust through this whole trust issue, this trust factor or lack of trust. So hopefully this has shed light on this whole conversation about lack of trust when it comes to taking that next step, to taking that leap of faith, right? Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to contact me. And on that, I'm sending you all so much love and so much light. Ciao for now.